brace myself as I go for a dive. Further down through the trenches in blue. We're pushing further down through the voices of you. We're pushing further down through the trenches in blue. We're going down. We're sinking down. We're pushing further down through the trenches in blue. We're pushing further down to the voices of you. We're pushing further down through the trenches in blue. We're going down. We're sinking down. Your hand comes and grabs me tight, and I reach the surface of the moonlight. The current comes and sets me right, and we'll smile and sing into this good night.
That was such a great love song. I was so lost. Unfortunately, I don't remember making a sad song that I like.
Unfortunately, it's the remix. It's the remix. And Pretty Wings is a classic, of course. What about you? Favorite Maxwell?
Fortunate. That's my
Fortunate.
favorite
The actor.
Maxwell song. The real song. Not Unfortunate. Not the remix.
Fortunate. Y'all look, I had a long day. I had to work today. Y'all give me some time back. Also today in Black History, Sergeant William H. Carney was awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor for his bravery in the Battle of Fort Wagner. He is the first black soldier to receive the coveted award. I've never heard of this man before. William H. Carney.
Carvey.
Carney. C-A-R-N-E-Y. Have you heard of him?
Never.
Never heard of Never heard of him. Today's quote: some say we are responsible for those we love. Others know we are responsible for those who love us. Facts, okay?
Yeah.
You know, once you love somebody, you're responsible for them, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Self-explanatory. You love your community, you're responsible for your community. Hello, can I get an amen? Hey, Nate, how you doing? How's LA? When you get your first movie, holla at us. You know what I'm saying? We can come help you out and be on the red carpet and shoot photos. As a matter of fact, speaking of photos, graduation season, my mouth is like a lot is going on right now.
Let's not get into the conversation with me on your show. Your fans will be talking about
There's a lot going on right now.
This week forever.
It's a lot going on right now.
Keep it
So
moving.
what I'm trying to say is it's graduation season. So if you are graduating from high school, if your kids are graduating, if you know somebody's going into a wedding and you guys need photos, 360 Arts and Production does provide that service. So hit us up again at 360anp@gmail.com. Let us know the date, and we will get back to you on scheduling your photo session so you can have that day to remember forever and ever and ever and always. Ain't that right?
Yeah.
Speaking of our new endeavors for 360, we are now hiring interns. So graphic designers, web content, PR marketing, cinema production crew. Again, email us at photographers. Again, email us at 360amp@gmail.com, and we will get you on board. Welcome to the team. We want more people in the team. New music and movies to watch. My album that I did here drops on the 3rd, but I just now heard of this past week was Royce the 5'9's Book of Ryan. 21 tracks, I believe. Definitely dope album.
I liked it.
Yeah, it was definitely
liked
dope. Royce was on the Breakfast Club talking about just the inspiration behind the album, and that he was, when he was with M and everything, he was going through alcoholism. He's on the other side of that now, and just everything in his life when he was a child, and he just put that project and put everything out there. So hence the name Book of Ryan. His name is not Royce; it actually is Ryan, and that is his life on wax. I enjoyed it. I think it's dope. And it's worth a listen. Would you agree?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I liked it. You know, it had a few weird tracks, but after a few listens, I understood them. I seen the art within it. And, you know, it was hip hop. It was dope. He was rapping.
It wasn't mumble rap. Yeah,
it was dope. I
lyrical,
liked it.
definitely. He had a story to tell. As far as on the movie and TV front, as you all know, Atlanta did come to a close, and last season on Straight No Chaser, I was all about Atlanta. Definitely was a big supporter of Donald Glover and the writers. Atlanta is an all-black writing team. He definitely tackled some issues last season, but this season was a little bit different. And every week I watched it with the hopes and, just wanting it to be that light and that just escape from the negative stuff we see on TV, just somewhere for us to be able to go watch a show, to be able to just see a mirror for ourselves, and just a light, just a pick me up for the week on my Thursday nights. I didn't get that this season. It was very confusing.
Very weird. I seen the issues he was trying to touch on about doing stuff for materialistic.
Right. So if you don't know, the season was called Robin Season, and like Nick said, he was touching on people putting too much focus on materialistic things. So again, yes, the point of the season was it was a good point, obviously.
Yeah, it was very clear.
Yeah.
It was just weird.
Yeah.
And it didn't follow a main storyline. And it didn't even have to do that. It was just odd.
The show that I did, an episode that I did enjoy, which one that you didn't like, it was kind of like Michael Jackson-y. And it was just,
Darius episode?
Yeah, the Darius episode. I did like that episode the most, and just because it was just weird and just how he approached it, I just enjoyed it. So go back if you can, watch the season, let me know what you think. I think it was weird, and it was some things about it. There was an episode that talked about just women and how women can go after materialistic things, and how social media is a big part of the black women's everyday life at this point in our generation.
Or how about how little black boys back in the early 2000s used to commit suicide over being bullied about FUBU shirts.
And that never happens. I looked it up, guys. I looked it up. I think I work in mental health, and suicide is not a joke, and I don't think that at all. So if y'all know me, y'all know that that's not what I'm talking about. This episode about this young man committed suicide over and yes, his parents were going through a divorce, and then he was going through a lot, so the shirt was a lot to handle. That's not the experience. And I know it. I didn't see it in my school. You didn't see it in your school. I looked it up because I thought it was very far-fetched. It didn't happen. It was extra, and it felt like an after school special instead of
like, all right, you can touch
what it's supposed to
an
be.
issue and try to reach out about an issue, but don't go and portray something the way that it wouldn't have been done.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, black kids, we're not committing
it's happening. Black kids it happens, like, but it's
not like that for those type reasons.
I'm saying it for people to, in case they like, oh, they do it.
Yeah,
it ain't like that.
It happens, but I mean, and parents going through a divorce. I mean, the main stereotypical things we hear. They usually ain't two parents in the crib anyway. If we go on the regular narrative,
right.
So like the reasons he used for this young
it could have been done better. It could have been done better. He took a real issue and then he put like frosting over it. He made it palatable, I guess, but by making it palatable, it was too simple, and it seemed. It didn't seem thought out enough, and it seemed cheesy because it's ways to talk about suicide in the black community, and mental health in the black community is an important thing, and we aren't going to therapy enough, and we aren't talking enough, and it's real. So what I took out of it is, as somebody again in the mental health field, and I know how important mental health is, anybody that watched that might have missed the point because it wasn't a real enough story for me.
Yeah.
Like, people got ranked on my school bus every day.
Every day.
In middle school. Every day. And it's just part of our culture.
Yeah.
It's part of the culture.
Yeah.
And then the way it was set up, we do know, of course, there is, brackets of class. So if you're in the middle class, if you're lower class, whatever, that the way you take stress and take bullying may be different. But again, he was in an environment that was like us.
On the regular.
Yeah. So
that's
it just
on the regular. Ain't your first
it could
time
have been
picked on.
executed differently. Yeah, exactly.
Not
That
your first
kid
time
got
getting
picked
picked
on
on.
before. You know what I mean? And yes, I'm sure it was stressful in his home. He was in a middle school to have his parents split up. I'm sure that was stressful. But again, the escalation could have been different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, but I ain't gonna kill him or critique him too hard. But you know.
This season altogether was just, I didn't expect it to be how it was. It was a different season from last season. But by all means, watch it. Because, money going in our pockets, maybe. Money going in our pockets. So that's what to watch and what to listen to. Michael B. Jordan released a movie on HBO. And he was a producer of that movie. And I think he was a part writer of that movie. If you have time, it's called Fahrenheit 9. It's on HBO. HBO, if you have Verizon, it's free for the rest of the month. So even if you don't have premium channels, check them out. Michael B. Jordan, Fahrenheit 9 on HBO. Let me know.
Pretty good
see about that. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. Yeah, of course we gotta get into what's happening in the news. So I'm gonna have a quick. Don't do that. What's happening? Y'all know I talk fast.
What's happening in the news?
What's happening in the news? This song is, for our break, is Leon Bridges and Beyond. It's on his new album, Good Thing. Let me know what you think. Favorite song.
Don't wanna get ahead of myself, feeling things I've never felt. It's kind of hard for me to explain her personality and everything. Brings me to my knees, oh. She shines me up like gold on my arm. I wanna take it slow, but it's so hard. I love to see her face in daylight. It's more than just our bodies at night. But she's really tempting me, oh. Do you think I'm being foolish if I don't rush in? I'm scared to death that she might be it, that the love is real, that the shoe might fit. She might just be my everything, beyond space and time in the afterlife. Will she have my kids? Will she be my wife? She might just be my everything and beyond. I wanna bring her round to meet you. I think you like a candelina. I know that grandma would have loved her like she was her own. She makes me feel at home, oh. Do you think I'm being foolish if I don't rush in? I'm scared to death that she might be it, that the love is real, that the shoe might fit. She might just be my everything and beyond space and time in the afterlife. Will she have my kids? Will she be my wife? She might just be my everything and beyond. I give up, I'm in love, trying. I'll tell you why I can't explain. She might just be my everything. Oh me, oh my, I can't explain. She might just be my everything. Oh me, oh my, I can't explain. She might just be my everything. So do you think I'm being foolish if I
welcome back to By Any Means Necessary. Again, that was Leon Bridges with Beyond from his album Good Thing. It is on iTunes, available right now. Go support the young brother. He is definitely a tribute to the old school.
And she is definitely his biggest fan.
Yeah, Leon Bridges. Also, thank you, Paris, for correcting me. The name of that song again was Beyond. And the Michael B. Jordan movie is actually called Fahrenheit. Make it right. Make it right.
451, right?
Don't. Why you ain't correct me then when I said Fahrenheit 9?
Because they were calling it the 9. I don't know if we were supposed to
Paris.
do the
Thank you, Paris. Thank you, Paris. Thank you, Paris. Question of the day. Thank everybody for tuning in and contributing on Facebook. The question of the day was, how do you feel about vaccinations? And if you choose not to, have you found you receive pushback from schools, family, and friends? If so, how do you deal with it? Vaccinations is, again, tied into the mental health community and the Black community. Vaccinations is a hot topic. Now it has numbers, like extreme numbers, extreme evidence showing that there are links from vaccinations into autism. Now, with that being said, all 4 of my children have been vaccinated. If I would have known more about vaccinations before I did that and I did more research, I probably wouldn't have vaccinated. I might have chosen which ones to vaccinate with. Paris, you are a nurse. Do you notice people are coming in with kids that have been vaccinated less in the Black community? And if so, how do you guys handle that at the hospital? I know as far as like schooling is concerned, it is people kind of look at you a little different if you come in the room and you say that your kids haven't been vaccinated. Parents a lot of times are nervous that your child will get their child sick. But I think, and again, I haven't been to medical school, but I think that it's about money.
Because my thing is, how can my unvaccinated kid get your kid sick if they're vaccinated? They're already not going to be able to get whatever my kid can get.
Yeah.
That's the point of the vaccinations,
and
right?
then also, what are the numbers on the things we're being vaccinated for? So DTaP, and I believe malaria is one of them, and like meningitis. And what made me think about it is I was looking at the TV today, and a commercial came on about meningitis. And meningitis is, the vaccine for meningitis is promoted actually towards college students, mostly. Because in the commercial was, it's 24 hours before your kid goes to college. You've been helping him get ready for 24 hours, and then he goes to college and he dies in 24 hours because he gets meningitis. Now, for one, the commercial was very like fear. Let's play on all of your fears. It's the end of the senior year for your kids. You're preparing to send your kids to college. Let's scare you into getting this vaccine. I remember when I came to ODU, my first year here, I had to sign a waiver saying that I did not want the vaccination for meningitis, but they offered it here in our clinic, but I said no. Again, the stigma. What's up with the stigma? Are there routes for parents listening now that you have kids going into kindergarten, kids going to summer camp, and you're thinking about getting vaccinations solely for entering school? Are there routes?
You don't have to. I've with my son and with my daughter, to the most I could. Neither one of them have been vaccinated. Like my daughter, she has a few, but you know.
And he's 4, and he hasn't had diphtheria.
No vaccinations. He's not going to get any. I claim any religion that I can to get out of it. I don't care. I'll lie.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter to me. I don't want my kids to get vaccinated because the thing that makes the most sense to me is and it's kind of unfair that we do our children like this. We'll get older and then we'll figure out, you know what, we want to get healthy. We want to detox our bodies.
Yeah.
By detoxing our bodies, we're not just getting rid of the bad stuff that we think is bad. We're getting rid of medical drugs that were put into our systems. Why would we put those into our children as infants
without consent?
If we're gonna later on in life, find out that detoxing and getting rid of those things is what's gonna have us healthy.
Yeah. So
it's working backwards, and it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
That makes me think of like that same argument for birth control. You know what I mean? And it's a different scale, of course, because when you're older, some parents put their kids on birth control, but most of the time you're an adult person who makes a decision to take birth control, and then you find out later about all the effects. You know what I mean? I have something in my body right now that daily is giving me nickel poisoning. I want a class action suit because the thing that they implanted in me, and they pushed this. The doctor's office pushed this. You know what I mean? As an alternative, I ended up getting pregnant after getting it in. I had to get surgery to get one of them out, and it's giving me nickel poisoning. All because this is a manufactured way to prevent the birth of children. And it was pushed.
And we trust it, and we always...
You trust it because the doctor's giving it to you, so
then,
they are the authority.
And then we find out that they was just practicing medicine on us.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And then some of the stuff is not FDA approved.
And even if it is, it's still just medical practice. They tell us the truth with everything. They send us to drug stores.
Mm-hmm.
We get practice on with medicines. And then
It was crazy when you said the thing about the drugstore being on the corner. I've never even thought about that.
Yeah,
like
corner.
drugstores are
Every
on the
Look at
corner.
that. Drug dealers in white coats.
That junk is so crazy to me. It has to be a way. Like I wonder, like when he starts school, what they're gonna say. You know what I mean? Like when it came to Naira, did you guys get pushback? Did you have to provide a letter?
Yeah, they asked me a whole bunch of questions. Why did I not want to do it? I said, I practice Islam.
And they were like, okay.
Yeah. And then, it went to the next person, and I had to tell them why. And I still ended up having to get her one, and they just weren't. It would have been too much hassle for my poor
It's
black
almost
self.
like, and especially here, and I wonder in other countries if it's easier. You know what I mean? Because I know, look at what they give our kids for lunch. It's horrible food. My son is a vegetarian. He doesn't want to eat meat. The options aren't there for him. It's kind of like you have to be vaccinated. You have to eat this horrible food. Yeah, of course you can. Of course
you
you
have
can
to learn
provide
this horrible knowledge.
Yeah. And it's like, dang, yo, all this being said, is to lead to, of course, I'm always about solution and being solution oriented. If you want to have your kids not vaccinated, if you want your kids to have a healthy meal, if you want your kids to get an honest education,
like that's freedom, yo. We're not dealing with freedom.
right?
That's freedom. That is true freedom.
Those three things, though, those simple three things.
Yeah. That's
choice
life,
of vaccine,
liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You are controlling my entire destiny.
from kindergarten.
By putting chemicals in me that may affect me later in life. Who's to say that some of these vaccinations haven't caused cancer, heart disease in the black
I
community?
know birth control caused. My friend thought they diagnosed her, I believe, with MS, and it was her birth control. She got her birth control taken out. She had the symptoms of MS. They took her birth control out, and the symptoms subsided. People are sick daily. People gain weight, lose their hair, all because this is not natural. These medications are not natural. But my question is, okay, so say if you're like, okay, forget it. I'm homeschooling my kid, right? I'm gonna take them out. I'm gonna feed them what I want. They're not gonna have vaccines. I'm gonna teach them the curriculum that I feel like is the truth and will help them further their education. So you do that for 12 years. Everybody knows statistically. Now, of course, we promote small black businesses and doing your own thing, but everybody is not supposed to. Everybody doesn't want to have their own business, right? So, say if it's your dream to be an engineer, or it's your dream to be a doctor, holistic doctor, whatever. You do all this for 12 years, and then you have to go to school.
But is your dream?
Most places want a degree. So what do you do?
That depends on your dream, though.
If you have a dream, that's those type of, you know what I mean?
But if I dream to be a doctor, it doesn't mean that I got to go work for a white man's company to be a doctor.
Right.
Does your dream incorporate money and what people think about you, or does it incorporate what you really want to do?
Most people
That's
want
the
to be able to be lucrative. So say if we're not going to take the kids to the ER, we're going to take them to a holistic doctor, right? When we walk in, we are going to want to know what makes you qualified to give this elixir to the kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what type, what do they do? What does that person do? So say if Naira if she wants to grow up and be a doctor, but she does holistic doctor, what path does she take? You know what I'm saying? To be able to practice this without going to a 4-year, 6-year institution.
You learn.
Are those avenues there?
Like Dr. Sebi. It's like any other holistic doctor.
Dr. Sebi, did he go to school?
I'm not sure.
I feel like he went to school and then he got out and then he I don't know though.
Maybe, but I think
Torrento, do you know? I feel like you know.
I think you can get it either way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if it's to be a doctor, it's just what you want to do. If you want to be a doctor, you want to help people. You want to help heal people. You don't have to be getting paid triple figures to do that.
Yeah.
But if you're doing that, you're going to get a good following. It's about what you feel good about doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like if you go
and
through
then the money will come.
Like if you go through the trouble of not vaccinating your kids and homeschooling them, I'm pretty sure that they're gonna be those type of people that's not gonna care about money and be more care about what they really wanted to do.
I feel like that That's big. Like, we always talk about what's going on with us, of course, in our community, and we see these grown black men getting killed by the police, and we see all the injustices and everything going on. But I feel like that is a big, like the school system, when it comes to the vaccinations, when it comes to the education, when it comes to the food they're feeding our kids, those three things are major.
I mean, the biggest, I think the one thing that would bring it back to where it needed to be, because if you think about it, our grandparents' generations, they ate whatever, smoked whatever, and they lived 80, 90 years.
Yes, my grandma was diabetic and sick and died in like 98.
But they started off in a segregated system.
Yeah.
Where we had our own schools, where we controlled our own destinies, where we didn't have to get those vaccinations. We didn't have to play by those same type of state-regulated laws due to us having our own system. Now, system got even more intertwined, and we don't even know what we're giving our kids.
So everybody, let's move to Tulsa, Oklahoma, because if you haven't heard, Tulsa, Oklahoma, I believe his name is Jay. I don't want to get his name wrong. Jay Morrison and his fiance are trying to bring back Black Wall Street. So if you have an Instagram, Facebook, look up Jay Morrison, Google it, look and see what he's doing. It's very in depth, and it's a lot to talk about right now, but that type of mentality is definitely, where we need to be to control the destiny, to control the narrative, to control. It's more, again, support Black businesses. Yes, it's a lot of pieces. You know what I mean? You got to keep the dollar circulating, but you also have to control what your children are being fed.
Yeah, and that's going to start with
and what's in their bloodstream.
Financial freedom.
Yeah.
You know, where we can start raising our kids again and not having to work 3-4 jobs.
So teachers, Shelby, holla at Shelby.
Yeah.
Danielle. I know a whole bunch of teachers, mental health professionals.
Doctors.
It really is about, like, for
nurses.
real, like, making plans and starting to control what our kids are being fed in their mouths and in their mind and what we are injecting them.
The Panthers did it in the 60s, 70s. Like, I don't see why we wouldn't be able to do it now. We got
technology.
More income. We have our Black women are on top of the world. It's not getting messed up. We can really make a push.
Y'all ready? Let's go. We have Alicia. Alicia said, I don't like vaccinations. They give so many other problems. Haven't found an alternative, especially for school. And Aaron says, we don't believe in that. Alicia, good luck. I hope you find something. If you do find an alternative that works and that your school system accepts, please let me know so I can share it to everybody else. So if they're wondering about the same thing, that they can just do what you did. I do know that you're in North Carolina, I think, or South Carolina. So but let me know if that works for you. Also, small business shout outs. I see y'all. I'm about to shout out right now. Oh, sorry, I got some more people. Cha-Cha, if I had children now, I definitely would not do it. Exactly. So you're like me. Like, we got late into the game. You know what I mean? Like, we're just doing what they told us. And even to this day, like, I still would consider taking a certain medication because the doctor said that's what you do. Or if I have an ailment, call the doctor instead of doing natural things to fix the problem.
I see it like this, and if it just don't make sense to you, I don't understand how it doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, yo, if we came from this earth, created in this earth like everything else, the earth has a way of controlling its population and controlling the populations of other populations. Everything is a cycle. Why would there be things on earth to just kill us instantly as children, or the diseases that's just put here?
Unless they put it in the air.
Unless it's unnatural.
Chemtrails
you know
type
what I'm saying?
stuff.
So if the disease is unnatural, then the vaccination is unnatural as well.
That's true.
I don't think that none of that stuff is necessary.
Because even you went 15 years without taking any prescriptions. I gave him Tamiflu. I almost killed the man. Like, was sick for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
After that, like sick, like sick, nervous,
took months
sick.
to fully recover.
And he hadn't taken any prescription medication for 15 years, and that was the result. So when things like that happen to your system, and it's supposed to help you, and that's the response, it's not like, oh, this side effect may cause. No, like, your body shouldn't react like that. And again, there are things naturally in the earth that people like Dr. Sabi were trying to tell us about that can neglect all of these things. And of course, the biggest industry is the healthcare and medicine.
Made by a company. I was made from the earth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
that's a t-shirt. Shaya says, I don't remember any shots as a kid, but as an adult in the military, I've had several for almost 20 years now. I don't think I will continue once I'm out next year, though. I have to do some more research in regards to my kids when I have some. Yeah, it's kind of like, dang, like what? I kind of want to, like, I can't do this obviously now, but like a body who was donated to science, and then you have one that never had any vaccines or any medication, and you have somebody who was, and to really know the differences, the ailments, and the negative effects that those medications and those vaccines that should have helped cause. They tell you when you get the flu shot, it may cause the flu. Yeah. Well, what? Yeah. No, and we're so used to hearing that. That is, we're used to it. Like, oh, you might get the flu. I got the flu shot.
Like I had a guy, a friend of mine was in the military, started arguing the autism part with the vaccination and throwing me all this research. My thing is this, right? Other than like issues like that, but like when it comes to the vaccinations, how many people have you known with polio?
None.
How many people have you known with anything else that they give you a vaccination for? That's my thing. Not the stats that you looked up. How many people have you known?
Actually known.
Have you ever heard a story from a friend?
I've known people with cancer.
You know what I'm saying? That told you about a cousin that had polio because they didn't get a vaccination. It don't happen.
I've known people that got cancer from chemicals. Literally, Johnson & Johnson baby powder. This girl had cervical cancer. She still has it.
Yeah.
From baby powder.
That's what I'm saying. Like you don't have no evidence of that, but you still go get the vaccination.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I asked the nurse that one time for my son. Asked me about a shot. Well, how many kids get it? You know anybody that ever had it? I don't want them to have it.
Yeah, and we don't want our kids to get sick, and it's from a good place. We all get it. You know what I mean? Like I said, all 4 of my kids had all the vaccinations. You don't want your kids to get sick. You know what I mean? So you just be like, okay, you believe. Most of us believe. Yeah, absolutely. Most of us believe everything the doctor tells us. And that's what it is. The doctor, they have the white coat, the pure, savior-looking coat. They come in the room and they say your child needs this, and then if you question it, they get an attitude and they get defensive. So when they get defensive, you don't want your child's doctor to be mad at you. So you're like, okay, they know better than I do. They went to medical school. Go ahead and do it. And then you never know what you're doing to your kids. Jenny McCarthy stands by it. She knows that medication gave her son autism. I believe her. She saw the change.
I believe that my brother. I saw the change in my brother. My brother was speaking perfectly. 2 years old. Was speaking better than he speaks now. Today was his birthday, 26.
And the medication changed them right after.
Like that. It seemed to happen overnight.
That's scary.
Overnight. I know that it was the vaccinations.
That's scary. So parents, mommies, daddies, loved ones, all that, just do your research. Again, nothing that we say is end all be all. But if I can go back and do it again, I definitely would. My oldest has a lot of medical problems, and I feel like it was they gave me so much medicine when I was pregnant with him, and then when he was a baby, he had so much medication. My youngest, it wasn't like that, and their health, I know they're different humans, but their health is light years apart, and I feel like the medication has something to do with it. I just do. In my bones. I feel it in my bones. Special small business shout out. I got the chance to go by Got Fish today, LLC. They are all over Hampton Roads, but I went to the location in Hampton. Fast service, very friendly. And when I say very fast, very fresh product. When you eat it, you know it's fresh. It's nothing from a can. All black people in the truck all had a smile on their face. It was hot. They had so many people pulling at them, but they were very polite.
Hey, yo, I thought it came from a restaurant.
He did. I didn't tell him it was a food truck until after, because he has food truck phobia.
Some bougie food.
I had to let him know, no, baby, that came right from the food truck.
Oh, yeah.
He tore it up. Right. So if you see them, go follow them on Instagram and Facebook. It's Got Fish LLC. They post their schedule on their social media daily, and you'll know where they'll be at. They were in Hampton today, so they won't be in Hampton tomorrow. Very popular, very reasonably. I can't talk today, guys. Can't talk. Sober. Can't talk today. Tell them that I sent you. Don't laugh at me.
I ain't laughing yet, baby.
You gave me the laugh. I'm laughing at you eyes.
I want to wait to laugh at you till after the show's over with.
Don't do that. That's not nice. In the news. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, I'm sure y'all heard about the NFL situation. let me tell you how I feel about this NFL thing going on, okay? So, tell them exactly what the ruling was, what the NFL has said they're going to do now.
Well, never mind. The NFL said that all teams will have to participate in the anthem or stay in the locker room and not participate at all. You can't do any protesting while the anthem is being shown. And
So while the anthem is going, you can wait and then come out when it's finished.
Yep. So if you do protest, the organization can be fined and the individuals can be fined as well. So they're coming
So the
at
Panthers.
individuals.
So if Cam Newton came out and protested, the whole Panthers team would get a fine, and then him separately would get a fine.
Him separately. They hit in their pockets separately. Now.
Okay. So this came out, and this is what I thought. So all season, when Cap first started 2 seasons ago with the protests and everything was happening, it was very disturbing to me that they weren't able to, use their freedom of speech, freedom of protest, all that. We're in America. Today, I was thinking about the situation, and what I thought about today was I don't expect any different from an organization that is basically. When I hear National Football League, I think America. When you look at the shield, you see stars and stripes. It's America. Everything about them is America. The owners are rich, mostly white men. There's one black owner.
There ain't no black owner. Stop giving us that much hope. He's something else with a big mustache.
People who are in power and people who are not concerned about our well-being. So, and everybody knows that. So I don't care anymore about what the NFL owners are doing, and that makes us have to protest, because that's what I expect of them now. You know what I mean? That's just what, until we need to just leave. And I know it's easier said than done, but can we just leave and start our own league? Like, can somebody just have the balls to be like, I'm doing it, and that people follow them, and just, I don't know how
look, baby,
it can happen.
The way you started it and what you say it represents is the reason why we should care. Because it does look like the flag. It's the same fight that we've been fighting.
I know, but they're not going to change.
I'm not saying don't expect change.
Yeah.
Expect disruption. And that's where it's going to matter.
All right, so put it in like that, I feel that. Okay. Disruption over change. So if Cat really no
matter how
ain't
much
nothing gonna happen, but they still gonna hear my voice. I feel that you gonna hear, but like, doing it to expect like people who are going to march forward, people who are going to actually like, because don't take them guys like we were talking about it earlier, and they need to pay their family. And if I get to do what I like doing, and I might have to deal with my bosses who might be a little racist,
which most bosses are
exactly, because like I love my company, but people might work at places where it's like they know for a fact their boss doesn't like black people, and they only get paid $11 an hour. So if you can get paid $5 million working for people who don't like you, by all means, go get it. What I was saying was, I don't see the need for the back and forth when we know what we gonna get from them, because it's their house basically. It's not our house. We trying to get respected in somebody else's house, and they gonna just use us. And that's what they're going to do. That's not going to change. We need to do our own stuff. But if it's about we going to be rowdy, I'm with that.
Yeah, like they
you know what I mean?
They ain't do nothing but make the problem worse. There's going to be some more issues this year. And it's going to be somebody that does something. Richard Sherman, somebody is going to do something. We're not going to get.
I want to see what Cam going to do.
We're not going to get anywhere. What
can they protest during their celebration? You know what I mean? Like, that's not, they haven't said that yet. So every time they make a touchdown, do something.
Yeah.
That'll be dope.
Yeah. And they're going to find a way to find them for that too. So like the only way the issue can be fixed is, like you said, is separation. It's not.
Yeah, like that's it. That's it.
That's it. Since integration, we have lost so much, and we keep losing and keep losing and keep losing.
And
we
people
lost
hear
our culture.
Listen, what I want, if I can tell anybody, and this is when it comes to these kind of conversations, when it comes to any type of debate conversations, something that I had to learn when I stopped going to church is, you hear certain buzzwords and you hear things and you're like, oh my God, that's bad. We learned in school that integration was the solution to everything, and it was, so anybody that says something bad about that or that wants segregation, that's horrible. Before you go to that immediate reaction, stop and really think about what the topic is and about what's being said, because when I first heard that segregation kind of was better, I immediately thought like hate and like we get the bad stuff and like you think about all these things. You don't think about the empowering part of it, and it's not saying you can never talk to a white person. It's not that. It is when it comes to the institutions, those can be separated because when they are separated, we're the ones in charge and looking out for each other, and we're going to look out for our own well-being.
And now we have
if you hear that, and we don't have any, and then when you hear that and you feel like you're going to be the bottom of the totem pole, we're the ones in charge of it. So we control that. You have to have power and know that you are capable of doing something great. The defeated mentality and thinking that they know better than we do is exactly what they wanted.
Yeah,
and it's a sickness. And you know what I mean? You gotta know.
Asking that
for
they
permission.
Might have a change of heart.
Yes, like stop. It's okay. Like it's okay to have a black school. It's okay to have black hospitals, all of that stuff, because we're gonna be the ones there, and not we as in me and him. It's somebody. It's black doctors out there. Everybody know your specialty and know what you bring to the table, and that is the point. That is what. At the end of his life, Martin Luther King Jr. was like, dang, you know what? Yeah. Maybe this segregation thing wasn't that bad after all. Yeah. Just do your research and don't, thank you. Separation, exactly. It's separation can be a beautiful thing, and separation, the word is just like, ooh.
It's not saying we don't dislike white people. If you think about it, in a sense, the Jews are separated here.
They are. Almost every community is.
Are separated.
Go to New York. Go to New York.
Mexicans are separated here.
Yes.
Because they have other nations that they can.
We're sprinkled trying to fit in somewhere.
Yeah, we don't. We're mixed in with this culture,
which is not our fault. You know what I mean? Yeah. We don't have a home, so we're kind of like just aimlessly walking around trying to fit into other communities. Yeah, exactly. And some people get opportunities and get scholarships and go to school and work hard, and they're able to infiltrate other communities, but it shouldn't be that. You should be able to do that and bring your talents and bring your gifts and bring your money to your own community. Yeah. And it's not racist wanting that. You know what I mean? The problem is when a group of people want to have power to diminish another group of people. They can have all that they have over here, and we're going to be over here getting money and getting prosperous and getting community and doing all that too. That's what we're saying.
Because a powerful black man, just man, I'm not even speaking about women. Mm-hmm. Just a powerful black man alone is going to shut down the prison system. That's $1 billion prison industrial complex.
I wonder if they did if something happens and segregation comes back into play when it comes to jails, how would that work? Would white people only be able to arrest white people?
That would be great. That would be great. That's what the Panthers tried to do. They kept the police out their hoods.
Who is ready? Where's our Huey? Oh, we already got our Fred. Where's Huey? Where's our Elgin? Where are these people? Some guy getting paid. Y'all, I always hear, I am my grandma. I am my ancestors. They was tougher than we are. Mm-hmm. We have PTSD and we're scared. We are scared. It's kids scared to, when every time a cop pulls up, they're scared of the police. I was never scared of the cops when I was little. All the kids are scared now of the cops. It's a problem. It's a problem.
Horrified.
Yeah. So, NFL. Stop watching the NFL. That's it. Stop watching the NFL. Also in the news, 24-year-old black student graduates with 2 degrees from 2 colleges on the same day. He had an MBA and he got his law degree. Daryl Landon Kelly, shout out to you, okay, in Ohio, because that's amazing. I barely made it.
Yeah, bro.
It took me 5 years to do what I did, and I still got some time left. Shout out to you. That's awesome. Hopefully, I didn't see any news reports of saying that I was excessive, but I'm sure somebody said something that was hating to that man.
Oh, yeah, of course.
College, I've had conversations about college and is that the best thing for kids, and we're on kids a lot today because they are our future, and I think as a parent, I think just presenting your kids with all the options is what's important.
Exactly.
And that's what it is. And then they can choose. You prepare them to be able to make an informed decision, and they can choose the path that they want to do.
Invest in their talents.
Yeah.
Invest in the talents.
Yep.
Don't have your kid out here wandering aimlessly, whether they're smart or not as smart.
Mm-hmm.
It don't matter how smart you are. If you get to somewhere and you're not doing what you love to do, we talking about happiness. We talking about life. All I know is one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's all I know for sure.
Yep.
So I want my child to see the most happiness that they can see throughout their life. If it doesn't
and do it now, invest, and don't put your desires on them. You know what I mean? That's one of the, we all know that, but that's one of the worst things we can do. Every guy pretty much wants their child, to play sports. Everybody. But sometimes some kids just aren't athletically inclined. They gravitate towards, maybe books or video games. Fine. And if it's video games, they might be able to do a video to, make them, whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Just foster those creative things in your kids, promote creativity as well. So if you have a child that is very intelligent, book smart, NASA, all that stuff, I personally think it's also important to exercise that other side of the brain and introduce them to something creative, an instrument, writing, something else to be that balance. You know what I mean? I've always been a creative person, so it's that left side of the brain. So my mother, she definitely focused on that, push that. So when it came to the academic side, I was just automatically gifted when it comes to like English and history, but math, I sucked at, and she let me suck at it because she was like, she ain't good at it.
Yeah.
If she's good at it, she gonna be famous. So she kind of didn't, do that part. That's important too, though. That's my point. So don't slack off on your kids. Introduce them to everything, to creative things, to academics. And
it
then,
don't take much. It don't take much
It
at
really
all. Just
don't.
a little bit of time.
And it's going to be frustrating. I get frustrated doing my homework with my kids. It is frustrating, but it pays off because when those grades start coming in and they get better, it's great, right? She's like, whatever, I don't like school. We do have some comments I want to get to. Hey, Terenzo. Saw something that said everyone else strives for supremacy while we keep fighting for equality. Thoughts on that?
Ain't that the truth? Why do we want to be equal, yo? Like, when I can understand the people that just want to hate. But when I call myself a king or I call my girl a queen, how can you find something wrong in that? Yes, I'm saying I'm better. Yes, I'm saying she better. Why can't we start thinking like that? Why does black have to be underneath?
Because
we got to strive to be equal. We don't have to be equal to them. Why we can't be great?
We are taught to be humble.
Yeah, we're
That's
taught
it.
to be slaves.
Yeah, we're taught to
It's
be
still
humble and we're
slavery.
taught to be polite. I don't know how many times that, and this is second nature, and I hate this about myself. I will get cut off by a white person or something will happen when it's their fault, and I'll put my hand up or I'll be like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and I don't know why I do it.
Yeah, but
I
let
don't
it be
know
a black
why.
person.
Yeah.
That
Yeah. Like, what is that? What is that? So, Terenzo, I feel you. We do. It is equality. And I, myself, I teach that. I speak about equality just because it's at least equal. Right now, I feel like we're so down and below that it's like, at least can we get some equality? But you're right. It needs to be constant talking of supremacy and to know that that's okay. Because everybody, the world period is, it's the animal kingdom, survival of the fittest.
Everybody thinks
You
of their
should
people as
want.
supreme.
Everybody doesn't. We don't.
That's what I'm saying. We the only people.
So you right. Dang, yo.
We the only people.
That's the new thing.
And we find a way to make it sound wrong when our people do that.
And it's because the connotation with that word supremacy, when you hear white supremacy, it's because they killing us and they're doing things negative to us to destroy us. So when you hear black supremacy, you automatically think it's the same thing they're doing, but with black people, and that's not.
Yeah, and
what
we're not
it
even
is.
saying black supremacy. We're just saying black pride.
Yeah, we're not even saying.
And that's
We're just saying
that's
Black
the
Lives
issue.
Matter.
And that's the issue. That's what's that new term they came up with? Black extremists.
Yeah.
Yeah, that what makes you a black extremist.
Yo, we really have to change what we say, change the narrative, change the words that we
Change
use,
the
and
books.
change the books, and start saying these things. Start saying, not black supremacy, but black. You saying black power?
Yeah, black empowerment.
Black empowerment, black supremacy.
Nah,
What's the definition of supremacy?
we don't have
Black identity extremists is what they're calling
Oh
us.
yeah, black identity.
You're
extremist.
extremely black. You're
And you can go to jail for that.
you're harvesting.
Hey, yo, I can. Now I'm almost 90% sure that I'm probably on somebody list.
Oh, you on somebody
somewhere.
list. Wait till this
And
album
I
drops.
don't speak against white people.
And that's the thing. Guys, I know. It's tough. So leaving here today, I know it's fast. I feel the same way. Leaving here today, focus on your kids. Look into vaccinations. Know what's best for you. When it comes to what's going in their bodies and in your bodies, what injections, what medicine you're taking, what food you're eating, what you're feeding your brain and your mind and your soul, what you're watching, what you're listening to, what you're reading. Don't just take anybody's word for anything.
For anything.
Research for yourself. Trust your gut. If something feels wrong, it probably is wrong. That's there for a reason. If you can, meditate. You're definitely on the list. Yes, Tori, you definitely on the list, bro. All of us who is from 6 Mile who turned into this, we on everybody list. Yeah, just educate. By any means necessary, is here to educate, empower, and entertain. We had a lot of empowering and educating today, not a lot of entertaining, but I'm cool with that. Yeah, thank you, baby, for coming on.
No problem.
I appreciate your input. I appreciate your insight. Thank you for everybody for listening. Again, if you want to come work with us, if you want to be a sponsor, if you have anything to offer our community, you know what I mean? We are here to listen. We are here to promote. Casting call. We're going to wait on that. You talking about for one day? Yeah, we're having a casting call really soon for our first feature film written by Nicholas J. entitled One Day. So the casting will be going up soon for that. Need a lot of brothers. Like and 5.
And sisters.
Yeah, that's true. So guys, girls in the area, be on the lookout for that. Tori, I see you watching. Yeah. I know you doing your thing at Hampton University. You want a whole detective show, but you had to, come see us for that. Anything else? Shout out to, I do have another business on here. Shout out to Shaya. Welcome home. Y'all know I be Vox. You want to come over here and say anything? Oh, come on.
What you want to say to the people, Bo?
Y'all say hi to Obi.
Say what up, everybody.
I'll let you know, Tori, soon.
Up, man.
Everybody.
How old are you now? You had a birthday? Happy birthday. Everybody say happy birthday, oh.
How old are you?
4.
Don't act shy.
Yeah, man, you whack.
You know how kids do.
You whack.
That's how they act when they don't have vaccines. Shout out to Will Get 'em at Clearview Cleaning, Richmond, Virginia. Set up your appointments today in the 804 and 757 area. Clearview will make anything look new. And he is on my Facebook page. Also from last week, I had a whole lot of people that came on after the show and shouted out their small business. Again, that part is always public on my page. Follow me on social media to talk about your business. 360 Arts and Productions on Facebook, as well as my first and last name. And then on Instagram, it's Tiny Dynasty with an underscore. You want to shout your stuff out or not yet?
No.
He
Have a
swear.
good
He
night,
swear he
y'all.
don't exist. He
Y'all
swear.
have a good night.
He swear. All right, y'all. Peace, love, light. Good night. I'll see y'all next week.